I realized that the reason I really loved actors when I was a kid is because there was no social media. I genuinely didn't know the type of people they are. I didn't know about the politics they had, and that was great. Because they were entertainers. And in order to entertain people, you need to make sure you don't piss them off. It's very difficult to entertain someone when you piss them off. And this is what Hollywood actors do now. All the time. Every time. It's why VTubers are famous. Because there's no other competition. Like, VTubers don't go around pissing off people, right? Like, I don't see Shy Lily. I don't see Amelia Watson going around and pissing people off. And then everyone is like, oh, VTubers, they're so gross. It's like, okay, well, if you don't like them, make some competition, because the Hollywood actors just don't cut it. Here we have Mark Hamill. And I gotta say, I love seeing leftists starting a speech with disavowing. Because this is usually like what the right-wingers do. And I guess there is a line. Like, there is something that can be so atrocious that even the leftists have to start their speech. It's like, there is no place for violence in politics ever. It's like, yeah, we know. We never thought that you support this, Mark. So why are you disavowing? It's so interesting, right? Because, like, usually it's the right-wingers that are like, oh, there is no place for racism, there is no place for sexism, you know? So he is grateful that Donald Trump is okay. Alright. That said, never forget that this is the guy who promised the NRA who he would do nothing on gun control and told victims of shooting to get over it. I mean, he actually did get over it. Like, that's the thing. Like, the fist pumping and the USA. Yeah, he actually did get over it. He made a couple of women moist. Like, I see on Twitter, like, a couple of women going like, oh, I used to be a liberal, but, like, after seeing that, something patriotic woke up inside me. Like, seeing a man that just got through an assassination attempt and gets up covered with blood, like pumping his fist into the air and saying fight, 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 and rallying a crowd. Yeah, women actually like that. But you know what? I agree with Mark. Yeah, like, I think we should punish people who didn't do a crime because someone else misbehaved. Like, 100%. 100%. Like, yeah, take away people's guns because someone else didn't use it properly. And you know what we should do? Ban assassinations. How about that, Mark? Do you get on board? Like, because we both agree there is no place for violence in politics, so maybe the Democrats should draft a new regulation where they ban assassanations and also donate like $10 billion to diversity initiatives, some money to Ukraine and some money to Israel while doing that. Like, wouldn't that be great? But, you know, at least Mark Hamill is the average basic bitch leftist. No crisis should go to waste. Like, they have the talking points at the ready, right? So if it's an assault rifle and a white guy, they start using the talking points. If it's a handgun, not yet. Not yet. Like, first we ban the rifle, then we go for the handguns. It's interesting, right? Like, the same ideology that screams about defunding the police, they're also about unarming the citizens. So the only people with protection, I guess, are the Secret Service. Like, if you work for the government, then you get a gun, right? If you protect an important rich person, then you get a gun. But what's interesting is, like, how would they even ban the guns when they can't even control the border? Whatever. I think that the conversation about guns in America is already over. If you guys remember 2020, you would open the television and on any channel, you could pick any channel and you would see at least 200 reasons on why you need to get a gun. So, you know, as I said, Mark Hamill, at least not the worst. I mean, we got Tenacious D. Tenacious D. Like, these are people that I don't hear about unless they say something stupid. Don't miss Trump next time. But they love democracy, right? Like, they absolutely adore democracy as long as the people they disagree with don't get to have a representative. But other than that, democracy, oh my God, beautiful. Beautiful.
Make a wish, Canada. Don't miss Trump next time.
So, why is Trump awful? Why is he so bad? Well, apparently, it's because he's against democracy, right? Like, democracy is the new God. Everything sacred and good and just in the world, like taxation, comes from democracy. And what is democracy? Well, democracy is when you want your political opponent to not be able to get representation. That is democracy. Like, half the nation wants this guy as their representative. Nope. And by the way, if you decide to be a representative for those people, well, you too can have Jack Black asking the shooter not to miss. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. You got like so many people praising and glorifying. I love this. This is a word that the left uses. Glorifying, right? Like glorifying assassination attempts. Just in public, on social media, with their real name, their real face. Like, that's fine. But I am to believe that the same people who are fine with assassinations, they draw a line at cheating during an election. This is why they do not want to vote for the SAVE Act. This is why they do not want people to show ID to vote, but they're very fine with people showing QR codes at McDonald's. Like, that is acceptable. But like showing ID to vote, no. Right. These are the individuals that, for some mysterious reason, that they will stop at cheating at an election. Like, they never do it under no circumstance, but they would glorify political assassinations on their main. And it's not just actors, by the way, because you're looking at people like Destiny, which have some very concerning takes on Twitter lately. And they're not joking, like, they're serious about it. And they have hundreds of thousands of people agreeing with them. And there's probably more. And again, we are led to believe that, like, cheating an election, no, under no circumstance. But advocating for violence, yeah. And removing the representative of half the nation, that's great. I see. Naruhodo. Now, the interesting thing about all of this is that the left is in an actual very difficult dilemma. Because for the last couple of years, I would say even for the last 8 years, they compare Trump with Hitler. Like, literally the worst person on earth. Which is why they're making the argument that anything that happens to him or his supporter is morally justified because they're evil. And that's the argument they've made up until now. But now, if they condemn it, then it means that he's not like Hitler. And if he is not like Hitler, then it means that for the last 8 years, they've been lying out of their ass. So now they are placed into the difficult moral position to either admit that they were lying for the last 8 years, or to take the unwinnable position and glorifying, which is what they're doing. So that they place themselves into this position. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and hopefully we'll talk about comic books and video games on this channel again. I just wanted to see what the actors are saying, because a lot of them have encouraged this type of violence, and they had very violent rhetoric in the past. And it doesn't seem like they're apologizing, except for Mark Hamill. Like, Mark Hamill is like, okay, this is too much. Props to Mark, I guess. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.